Hey guys, it's Vince. Today I've got before me an entire plethora of components that are going to be reduced for Black Friday because you guys support me all year. I'm going to do my best to support all of you. We're going to start at one end, we'll work all the way down. First and foremost, my 600 ounce 3.5 amp motors. Many of you are already familiar with these. 8mm dual shaft. These are in a kit and these are set up for a G540. That being said, they will include pre-built, double shielded 20 gauge motor cables. These are 13-foot apiece, and these two components combined will alleviate you having to build your own motor cables and of course cover the motors that are required for your system. So that'll take care of a 3-axis system, once again with a G540. Moving down. For my clients that are looking at building an IDS system, also known as individual drive system, or if you're looking at even purchasing my SMCU integrated 4-axis drive system, all right, guys, this is the SMCU's new enclosure. Now, like a G540, it's essentially a bigger version of it. Of course, it does have the dual cooling fans. So once again, we'll have a fan that's intaking, we'll have a fan that's acting as an exhaust, fuse, IEC port, UC400 port. So the UC400 will mount within this enclosure itself. And then we do have the 5 GX16 ports. Why do we have 5? Because that will support all of the options that this drive has. That includes the dual relays and then all of the inputs if you decide to use any switches. So you've got a fully integrated enclosure. Now what I want to show and illustrate is something that's unique to my enclosures is they break down. So what does that mean to you? Well, it means when you're going to wire things, it's a hell of a lot easier. Because again, you could just take this, sit down, and now you're ready to wire stuff. Another question I got asked, how does the ground bus work to ground your chassis? And if you look here, these screws that go all the way through the back plate and then come all the way through the ground bus, once this back plate is mounted now to the base plate, everything is joined, everything is conductive, and like magic, you've grounded your whole chassis. So again, guys, this will streamline your entire build. Think in terms of time. I cannot emphasize that enough. Everything with the 4-axis integrated drive system is here. 2 relays built into the board. Up to 51,200 steps per revolution as far as resolution of what this can achieve. And then we have all of our inputs as well as PWM control for our spindle. We even have a step down for our logic. You guys are all set. This is it. And I cannot emphasize this enough either. It will support up to 200 kilohertz as far as step frequency. So if you need fast, this is fast, especially when we pair it with the UC400, which once again mounts there. So again, when you guys are looking at simple, now you've got simple. And you've got plenty of room here as far as what you're working with. So I wanted you guys to see it. This will eliminate anybody who wants to build their own chassis now. They are set to go. These are my 18 gauge double shielded 26-foot pre-built motor cables. Now, when I say pre-built, these are using GX16, so they have GX16 female connectors on each end. Now, what I put together is a kit featuring these cables with the required GX16 panel mount 5-pin connectors, and these are already pre-wired and soldered, so there's all that work done already. The 5th pin, of course, is allocated to your shield drain, meaning naturally the green lead would go to your ground bus installed within your electronics enclosure. I'm also included the male 5-pin butt connectors so that you are able once again to actually connect these to your motors, and everything then is plug and play. So this is an entire 3-axis, once again, IDS system kit or IDS motor cable kit, or an SMCU motor cable kit, in which case you wouldn't even require these, and I would still give you the discount on the cables if you wanted to do that and go with my new SMCU 4 unit. And that's my integrated drive unit. You guys seen the video from last week. So moving ahead, we've got here my touch plates. Now, I've had a lot of requests for these. I actually have not had time yet to list them. I have been selling them because I've had clients, once again, messaging me about them. This is a complete DIY kit. You can see it's set up in an edge finder format. However, when you purchase this kit, I will include a standard script without the edge finder. This plate is machined to tight tolerance. And again, it will include not only the touch plate, the gold-plated connector, which once again has drilled and tapped screw mounting. Over here, a 20-foot piece of 22-2. Now this piece is 10 foot, but it will include a 20-foot piece of 22-2 double shielded cable. We have the GX16 3-pin female, the GX16 3-pin male panel mount. So once again, one of these connectors goes on one end of the cable, and on the other end, naturally, it would get connected to the touch plate, and this will allow it to plug into the rear of your enclosure. So you'll also get your alligator clip, and that completes the DIY kit touch plate, including the touch plate script, which I will email to you. Now, of course, spindle cables, these will be on special. Here's a 10-foot, and this is the standard black. The Ultraflex DS Flexion, again, 10-foot, 16.4 double shielded. These are all on special, so if you guys are looking, once again, to purchase any cables, this is the time now to do it, especially if you're either upgrading or, once again, you're adding another robot to what you already have. You're still looking at between a 13 to what, a 40% difference
46.
in price? Oh, 46%. That's great. Okay. So over here, 18.4 DS Flex. This is a 3-axis motor cable kit. So if my guys out there who want to do the soldering, building their own motor cables, you've got the DS Flex, double shielded cable, Ultraflex, the 3 GX16 5-pin butt connectors, which are required to be soldered on your motors. And then over here, our panel mount connectors, which will get installed in the rear of your electronics enclosure. And again, these are male panel mounts. You can see here you're getting 6 connectors. And why is that? Because you'll have a female connector on each end of the cable you're actually working with. So, and why would we want that? Because of course, these females, this goes inside the rear of your enclosure. This plugs right in. The butt connector is male, and it will plug in to the opposite end, which will also have a female connector on it. So everything there is set. Once again, coming over here, you can see we also have the 18.4, and this is the standard double shielded. This is the Ultraflex. I get a lot of requests for the CNC breakout communication cable. And just to clarify, this cable is double shielded, has a full metal connector. This is all metal right here. The pins are all numbered. So if you guys, of course, it does have the shield drain as well. If you guys are using a Masso, or if you want to break out an integrated drive like a G540, this is the easiest way to do it. It's already done. Everything is set. You can see how the cable is made. And like I said, all of the pins on this cable are already identifiable using numbers. So you know what number is correlated to what pin, and then you just go in and plug everything in and you're done. Another highly requested item is my plug spindle cable. Now that means one end of this cable is already built, which is the end with the spindle's female plug on it. And you can see that right here. Got a tamper evidence seal. This is ready to go. We've got a double wall heat shrink and double wall heat shrink right here. The integrated stress relief, everything is done. All you have to do is solder on your ring connectors. What length is this?
20.
20? Okay. So this is on special. I have one of these because these are hand built by me, and there's no way I'm going to keep up with demand if I have more than one. So again, jump on this. If your spindle is using this connector, I highly recommend, if you're serious about getting a pre-done cable, this is the time to do it. Okay, for my guys out there who aren't familiar, I do offer MakerBot Method 3D printer components. Certain components, naturally, I was not happy with, so I went and took it upon myself to offer them in a format that I feel is more beneficial to the end user. These are my 304 stainless 0.4 millimeter nozzle kits. Now, my nozzle kit versus what they offer, they just give you the PTFE tube and their nozzle. I give you the PTFE tube, the nozzle, and I give you the cleaning needle. Now, why do I do that? Because again, if you do get any jams, it's much easier for you to salvage the nozzle. Otherwise, they expect you essentially to figure out a way to clear it or just buy a new nozzle, which is completely illogical. So again, these kits are all set. This is a fully polished nozzle. It's all one piece, and you can see exactly what we have here. So this is all set to go. Okay, coming over here is my NEMA 23 to NEMA 34 motor adapter plates. Now, what do these do? Because a lot of guys don't even know I have these. First of all, they're anodized red because, again, I like that finish. And on top of that, we are looking at a motor adapter that will convert a NEMA 23 robot using NEMA 23 motors as standard to allow them to bolt on NEMA 34s, even though their mounting chassis is only accepting a NEMA 23 standard. So let me just say that one more time because I get a lot of questions on this. If your chassis, meaning your robot's chassis, only accepts a NEMA 23 motor, using these adapter plates allow you to then step them up to NEMA 34. And that's why we have the inner holes for the NEMA 23 and the outer holes to mount the NEMA 34. You can also see the centering circle right here. These would just mount on your chassis. And again, you'd use the standoffs underneath. I do offer them separately because, again, every machine is going to be different. You let me know the length you need. You then space it. You have proper clearance for your coupler, and you're ready to go. You've just increased the torque of your robot massively. Okay, and the final product for Black Friday is my Magnalock system. Now, I just did a video on this just recently. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Either way, it will include the two red fixtures here. These are the adjustable tension fixtures. Again, you can screw them down. And as you screw them down, we're putting more tension for you to hold whatever you're holding. Full silicone insulating pads. This is all steel here. The fixtures are machined. And they do have 30-pound magnets that, once again, hold these to the base, so you're set. These will also accept in 4 positions any of my stay-put soldering jigs. So you can expand this, you can use it just by itself, whatever you need it to do. Bottom line is, if you're serious about soldering and doing it easily, this works amazing. So again, guys, you have got a lot of stuff.